and good day to all of us. Welcome to JPRC, this session for this day, where we are going to discuss our digital footprint as a youth and especially as the young generation. With me to discuss that, I have my fellow panelists. They are going to introduce themselves. We'll start from the farthest left.
Hi, my name is Michelle Omboingata. I am a counseling psychologist.
Hi, my name is Bosco Luthe. I'm a software engineer.
And hi, my name is Maxwell Mulwa. I'm a database administrator by profession.
And I am Jane Washuka, and I'm a consultant in environment, health, and safety. To guide our session today, we are going to discuss a scenario that I'm going to just read it as it is. In an election season in a politically charged country, opponents were out to tarnish each other's image to gain more votes. Their families were not left behind in all this. A son who was a teenager to one lady vying for the governor's seat suddenly started being rude and involved in physical fights in school. It was unlike him, as he had a reputation of good mannerism. Due to this, everyone, those in politics and the general masses, blamed the mother for poor upbringing. Unfortunately, the boy was arrested due to a fierce fight he was involved in at some point. Investigation commenced, and it was discovered that his mother's political opponents used his friends to provoke him by spreading false information about his mother on social media. Tracking this was not easy, as they were lured into a separate space known as the dark web, where anyone involved in these malicious acts would earn large amounts of money. The boy was bullied by his friends online without his mother's knowledge, finally leading to his current predicament. Now, Bosco, considering that we are discussing the youth, could the luring of these teenage friends in this scenario be avoided? And if yes, how?
Okay, first of all, it's a very sad scenario. Yes, the luring could be avoided. Then the part how. So, in digital age, okay, most of the parents don't monitor their children's phones. You get that most of the children, like, they have phones, but their parents don't know whatever they do with their phones. And actually, when it comes to Android, there are apps like Google Family Link, and for those in iPhone world, we do have apps that control the way they use their phones, and you can know at any given time, you can know who your child is chatting with, where's your child, and whatever thing they're doing online. So at any given time, you'll always be aware of what your child is doing online on the phone. Then the second thing, most of the parents have installed Wi-Fi on their network, but they don't monitor whatever network activity that is going on their network. So, in case you have a network or in case you have Wi-Fi installed at your home, you can control. You can configure it in a way that some sites, for example, like the dark websites, like in this scenario, you can configure it in a way that they cannot be accessed through your child. And most of the time you have to do this as a community or together with your neighbor, because maybe in your Wi-Fi you maybe have configured, you have blocked the site, but maybe your neighbor hasn't done so. So your child may be taking an advantage.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Bosco. Maxwell, over to you. How can we protect ourselves as a youth online?
So thank you once again. How can we protect ourselves as youth while being online? I think I'll just use a simple triad we use in cybersecurity or online security, which is called CIA, which is be confidential, maintain integrity, and ensure what is supposed to be available is available, what is not supposed to be available should not be available. So what do I mean? Is anything you're posting confidential to you, to your family, or anything. And not only posting, but we need also to be sensitive with how we handle our photographs, our online Zoom calls, and anything. If you're a youth and you're on an online session or something, don't go all around the house, as in during that session. Just stay in one place. Make sure your background doesn't show anything unnecessary. Maybe if it's plain or something, just don't show anything that's not needed or can be used against you. If it's in terms of integrity, is the information you're posting online or you're posting online, is the quality of it, or is that information true or in a certain truthy or falsy? Don't post or use any information that you know might be used against you in terms of integrity. Availability, is the information that you're posting supposed to be available to everyone? You know, does an online meeting, online session, should you have the background be seen or not? Okay, anything, even in form of Facebook postings or anything, information that should not be posted to everyone, don't let it be posted to everyone, because then you'll be compromising certain form of boundaries. So to protect yourself, to protect your families, maintain those three things. Be confidential, ensure the data you're posting is of integrity, and ensure what is you're posting should be available or not available. Maybe I'm just trying to shorten it as much as possible, but yeah.
Wow, thank you. When Maxwell was talking, I remembered someone who told me that whenever you're doing a posting, ensure that behind you is a wall, not someone, not having space. Behind you should always be a wall. Thank you very much, Maxwell. Michelle, save the best for the last. As a youth, and I find myself in a situation like this boy was in, to an extent of even being arrested or even having problems with the law. What would you advise me to do?
For the boy, I think, let me start with the boy before maybe I can move to the situation of maybe the mother. For the boy, I think the best thing he should have done is to be able to talk about it and notice that sometimes I haven't said fast seeking help. And the reason is because sometimes it's very hard for people, especially in our generation, to seek help and to even go that extra mile. So for him, I believe the first thing that he should have done was to talk to somebody about it. Necessarily did not have to be the mother. It could have been the teacher, and being able to tell them that these are the things that are happening so that even the teachers and people around him can be able to understand whatever is going on. Because this way, then they're able to establish how best is he going to seek help, how best is he going to get this help that is needed, how best can we advise him, how best can we rectify the situation. In a world where we are experiencing a lot of online bullying, it's a very rampant issue, especially with young people. And I think it's one of those things that our parents at the most do not notice. And because these are, as you read the scenario, what we could see is that these are things happening behind the internet. You can't necessarily know what is going on or what is happening. So there was no way the parent was able to know that this is what is going on. There are things you can know it's going on. Actual bullying, like in schools, you can know because maybe your child comes back home and today they have a scar that they didn't have yesterday. Your child was beaten by a teacher violently. Those are things parents can see and see that there is a problem. But with things like this, sometimes because of how much it affects your self-esteem, it's very hard for your parent to notice. And especially for parents, they should watch out for such signs, and whereby you are presenting, your child comes back home and you're being told all of a sudden that things are becoming difficult and things, they are changing. You see, if the mother had at least tried to maybe pay attention to things like that, they would have noticed before things escalated and got to where they were. And so it is important for parents to be able to look out for small things. They might be very minimal to you, but they make such a huge difference in the modern day, because to you, you're seeing it as a tantrum. With parents, that's the common term they usually like saying. They're just throwing a tantrum. But in actual sense, if you think about it, it wasn't a tantrum. Those tantrums lead somewhere. And majority of the times, it leads you to a path where you're asking yourself time and again, how did we end up here? So I think for this boy, I would say first was to talk to someone and to seek help. And for the parents, be able to understand and to be able to notice these changes in your child and not taking them for granted. Once you notice these changes, try and understand also where your child is and whatever is going on in their life, so that also you as a parent can be able to help them. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. There's something evident from all the reviews and remarks on that scenario, is that safety and doing good starts with you as an individual, especially when we are discussing the online footprint as a youth member. And now, parting shots. I'm just going to start randomly with Maxwell. How can we do good while online?
So how can we do good when online? Okay, that's a very good question and a very wide one also, but not wide, because I know people might now start saying depends with your definition of good. Now, I tend to disagree with that, because good is good. Good is, by definition, that which is not evil. So if I go by that definition, then I mean, first and foremost, love your neighbors, you love yourself. So it means, first of all, doing good, you start with loving yourself, and then you'll be able to even love the others. So do good to yourself, and then you even be able to do good to the others. So if you're good enough to feed yourself, then you're good enough to feed someone else. But you wouldn't want to do something which you do to yourself evil to someone else. If you want yourself if I may not use this, but if you want bad for yourself, maybe steal for yourself, or worst case scenario, kill yourself, you wouldn't want to kill someone else. So do good to you and do good to someone else means don't bully someone if you yourself don't also want to be bullied. Don't think information that you used against someone else is the same might not happen to you. Okay? So as youths, let's not try and make some things as jokes, because we usually think that when we make fun online of some people and they laugh at it, even the person maybe you're commenting about laughs at it, think twice. It doesn't mean maybe that person is quite good or okay with that statement, but you see, would that statement, how would it feel if maybe it was to you? You know, if you feel like, no, this statement, I wouldn't want it, don't. Now, also, if you feel like this statement would have been good to you, don't post it. Because some people might say, no. If it's wrong, it's wrong. There is good, and we need to be, good is common, and good should be common to everyone, not only to yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Maxwell. Michelle? Parting shot.
I like that Maxwell brought out the perspective where it's more of do unto others what you would like done unto you. And I think that's a perspective that a lot of people really do not hold as much or take so much pride or perspective in. And because, today it's you, tomorrow it's me, And it's the same virtue with things like respect. Respect is a two-way traffic. If you respect me, I will be able to respect you. And so I think for me would be take care of yourself as well. If you're able to take care of yourself emotionally and mentally, the majority of the times you will not find yourself being pulled in some situations. And it starts by taking care of yourself mentally and emotionally. And I know sometimes that's something that, especially in today's society, people really don't focus on. But it is important for people to know that the same way you have, as a girl, you have a makeup routine or you have skincare routine, you should have a routine for self-care. You should have a routine where you know, this is too much for me to handle. Know when to take a break. Know when enough is enough. Know when your brain has reached the capacity or your emotions are at a point where I feel like now I cannot maybe even process anything that's going in or things like that. It is very important to have that kind of self-care. Especially, I think, in this situation, the people, I think, self-care is important for everyone, but I think the one people that I will say is especially for parents. They take in so much. And sometimes I don't think they are aware of what they take in. And so sometimes it's important for them to just take a deep breath and just breathe. Because this running sometimes is what makes you not only lose yourself, you lose your children in the process and you lose your family. So I think I would emphasize that taking care of yourself is very important. And yeah, people should just invest in good self-care for themselves, and they should also invest in their emotions and their mental well-being. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Michelle. Bosco?
Okay. So in terms of doing good online, so my first focus will be, so if you cannot do it physically, don't do it online. For example, I cannot come, I tell you like, Jane, I have notes, come we see the notes. If you cannot do it physically, I cannot do it, you should not do it online. Or in other case, I want to maybe to abuse someone. If you cannot abuse someone physically, why do we do it online? Because most of the time, people take advantage of their anonymity because they do believe that even if I say anything, nobody will know. So what do I do in case? Let me abuse someone, let me share bad things, let's just do anything the way I want it. So parting shot will be, if you cannot do it physically, don't do it online. And then the last thing will be, and the last thing to the parents will be, always ensure you know each and every app or each and every software that is in your child phone, because most of them, they're designed in a way that, most of our kids nowadays are creative, meaning the moment you put password, the next time they'll be brute forcing it. The moment so always ensure you're at least one step ahead of your child. Just the way thieves nowadays are normally one step ahead of the police. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. There you have it, guys. Doing good starts with yourself. And even our online footprint should indicate the goodness that we have been groomed today to display while online. That is all for today, and have a blessed time.